Hello, this is Jochen, coach of the San Francisco Cinderace. This is my mid-season check-in. Just finished the Week 5 battle against the Dallas Thorugh, which puts us just past the halfway point of the season. We have 9 weeks in total, so 4 left to go before playoffs would begin, so this is right about the halfway point, so I thought I might go over what's changed on the team, how things are going so far, that sort of thing. So, starting off with the changes, the 2 big ones, we've gone through a few team members, but ending up on Hitmonchan. I liked Phalanx at the start of the season, but I didn't see a good opportunity in order to get off, like, no retreat sweeps or anything like that. So I went with a Rapid Spinner. My only other removal would have been Cinderace's Court Change. That's not perfect if I want to set up my own hazards, that sort of thing. So Hitmonchan or Girder was what I was looking at. I ended up going with Hitmonchan. I liked Rapid Spin a little better. The move pool is quite nice. Iron Fist with Drain Punch. All the elemental punches and good defenses makes him quite solid. Base 76 speed, very respectable with Rapid Spin. He can boost it up himself. So pretty happy with him. A pickup from my Week 4 match, Sigilif. It's very nice to have a flying type on the team. I hadn't drafted one originally. After using Silvally twice as a flying type, that kind of clued me in that A, I have a ground weakness, B, I need a flying type. So Sigilif was the best one available. Psychic flying with Magic Guard, Tinted Lens, and Wonder Skin. 3 very good abilities. Good move pool. Gets Dark Pulse, Energy Ball, Heat Wave, Shadow Ball, Psychic, Size Shock, Air Slash. For its main stuff, it gets stuff like Psycho Shift, Cosmic Power, Calm Mind, even Roost. No Defog. It's still a home transfer move, but not too shabby, all things considered, and he did quite well the 1 week we brought him, so I'm pretty happy with him so far. We'll see how he goes with the remainder of the season, but those are the big 2 changes. Rest of the team is still the same. Grimmsnarl, Aegislash, Cinderace, Flygon, Silvally, Vaporeon, Sinnoh, and Manectric. The only ones I haven't used, Manectric, Hitmonchan. I haven't seen a great opportunity for either of them yet. I had debated on Manectric this past week against the Dallas Thorugh, but ended up slotting in Sinnoh. Kills-wise, Grimmsnarl is clearly our kill leader, 11 and 4. He has died in every match except one, but he has gotten plenty of kills each time, so nothing to be upset at or scoff at there. He's come every week, he's been great every week, so no complaints. Last week against the Boston Badoo was probably his roughest battle, but that was more my fault, not so much the Pokemon. I've been very impressed with Grimmsnarl. I had kind of counted him out at the beginning of the season, but when I took Hatterene and saw he was still available, I ended up going with him, and I regret nothing, honestly. The addition of Sucker Punch, Screens, Prankster, Thunder Wave, like, he's such a solid Pokemon that can fill whatever role you need, physical or special. He gets Bulk Up Nasty Plot with good stabs on both sides of the spectrum, so honestly, no complaints. Loving Grimmsnarl so far. Same with Aegislash. Great Pokemon. King Shield lets it keep its defenses up. You can get attack drops. It gets access to Shadow Sneak for priority. It picked up Close Combat, which has been useful. It can be run special or physical. Just everything I could ask for in a Pokemon, basically. Aegislash is there. And he's 5 and 1 currently. He's only died once, week 2. Other than that, he has survived every match, picking up 5 kills along the way. So, honestly, a really safe switch-in, good cleanup with Shadow Sneak, things like that. So, very impressed with Aegislash. I have always liked the design. This is the first time I've given him a real shot, and honestly, I can see what all the hype is about. I think he's great. Moving on to Cinderace. Now, Cinderace, I would say, is underperforming slightly, but it's partially because of the role I'm using him in. I'm not using him as you would most of the time. He's more of a pivot on my team. He tries to get things low, pivot out, and let other things come in and clean them up, so his 3 and 2 KD is understandable. Still brought him every week with Court Change, because up until now he was my best source of removal with Court Change. But still very happy. The High Jump Kick Pyro Ball moveset is very tough to deal with. The only thing that gave it problems was, I believe it was week 3 against the Seattle Snorlax's Chandelure. But even then, I just swapped out, I think it was U-Turn for Assurance, and it still did quite well. It's got Sky High Attack, Pyro Ball's a great move, good speed, it's the fastest thing on the team. Most weeks it is the fastest thing there, so still happy with Cinderace. Flygon is up next, and he's been really solid. His 2-2 record doesn't really reflect the usefulness I've gotten out of him. Like I said earlier, my team had a ground weakness for a lot of the season, and his levitate's been invaluable there. Another part of my pivot core gets U-turn. You can run him physical special. I've been scarfing him because he outspeeds a lot of the meta, so overall, he's been really solid, and I'm happy with him. 2-2, like I said, doesn't really reflect how much I've been using this Pokemon. You can see I brought him every week, so I think he's been a great value B-tier pickup. Really happy with him as well. Moving on to Silvally, brought him 4 out of the 5 weeks. 0-2, he's underperformed slightly, but again, I think this is more my fault than the Pokemon's fault, that I've been using him more in a pivot role. I've brought Parting Shot or U-turn every week and have been pivoting out a lot of things, trying to keep momentum, set up other things to come in for the kills, so I think Silvally's still very good. The ability to switch between all the types week to week is very nice, and I haven't run him on a set really that's supposed to sweep through anything, so though I am a little disappointed in him being 0-2, like I said, I think that's more on me and not so much the Pokemon. Now, moving on to Vaporeon, my last B tier. I'm very happy with Vaporeon. It's been brought 3 out of the 5 weeks. It's great defensive utility. It gets Wish, it's Yawn, Scald, like all 3 of those I've brought multiple times. You can pick your other coverage move between like Ice Beam, Hyper Voice, Shadow Ball, so you have good coverage there. It even gets other stuff like Acid Armor, Haze if you want to run those sort of moves. And the KD of 2 and 1, not too shabby for something that I'm usually running defensively. A lot of weeks it's been either max HP, max special bulk, or max physical bulk, so 2 and 1, I've been very pleased with Vaporeon. It was kind of my last minute, like, oh shit, I missed all the other water absorbers pickup, but it's done very nicely. No complaints. Cinccino's up next. I've brought it 2 weeks. Both of them, it's done alright. Week 1, my mistakes caused a lot of the, or not week 1, week 2. My mistakes caused a lot of what happened in week 2, so can't blame it too much there, and it came again in this past week 5. The only reason it didn't pick up any kills there was it wasn't needed. He led something it couldn't deal with, it switched out, and that was about it. It didn't need to come in, so I think it's a good option to carry on the bench. Like, it doesn't have a bad matchup into my opponent's team next week, as you could see. Even if I wanted to bring the Rock Blast set again, it hits just about everything other than Machamp and Toxapex quite well, so pretty happy with Cinccino, even though it's only 0-1 right now. Like I said, Hitmonchan was a recent pickup, so can't speak too much on him, but I am expecting him to be very nice. And Manectric, I haven't used Electric extensively. The 1 week I did bring an Electric type, it was Electric Silvally, and that was week 2. I'm still kind of got my eye on a matchup I want to bring Manectric in, so I've held on to him this long. We'll see how it goes down the road, though. His speed tier is very nice at 105. He still gets his electric coverage, flamethrower, that sort of thing. Very good physical coverage if you want to run physical with a Howl set. So, interested to see how he'll do, but still waiting on his matchup to come around. And finally we had Sigilyph. The 1 week he's been brought, he's done very nice. 2 kills for him there. Could have been a 3rd, but I ended up sacking him instead. I think he's great. He gives really good utility. You have versatile sets between Magic Guard, Tinted Lens, and Wonder Skin. You could do things like Flame Orb, Psycho Shift shenanigans, Cosmic Power, Roost shenanigans, or even just a setup with Calm Mind, Life Orb, Magic Card. So I'd assume Sigilyph comes at least once more in the season, possibly more, depending on how I feel, but happy with my C tiers currently. And let's take a look over at the standings quickly. So you have to keep in mind, out of the people on the list, only myself and the Dallas Darumaka's have played this current week. This was recorded on the first day of our new week, so none of the other teams, Lucario's, Jolteon, Bidoofs, Toxic Ropes, Haunters, Psyduck, Snorlax, or Garchomps have had a chance to play as of yet, so these are all still subject to change, but even with all of the other top teams winning, I'll still be in a decent position. None of these teams can make the playoffs quite easily. The best one would be the Dallas Darumaka's, and he'd have to pick up some differential. So I'm not too worried about falling from the top 4 at this point in time. My only matchup left with anyone else would be Jacksonville Jolteon, I want to say week 8, if I'm correct. That's going to be my next big tough one. I've got a couple matchups I can't count out, but I would say the Jacksonville Jolteon's probably my hardest left in the regular season. But at 4-1 plus 11, I'm very happy. If we go over to my team, like I said, it has changed slightly. We've got all the usual suspects here. We've gone through a few other team members, the Steelix, the Phalanx, the Ferroseed, all are getting dropped. Honestly, I wasn't feeling most of them. We've picked up, like I said, a Rapid Spinner. As much as I'd like these 3 to get defogged, they don't under the rules we're playing with. And then one of the things I'm most happy with on this team is priority. Almost everything on the team has priority moves, and it's honestly amazing. One of my big problems in the first season, I didn't have much that got priority moves, and it kind of hurt me, so having this much is very nice. My stats spread has changed. At the beginning of the season, I was very high in speed and attack and had, I believe, perfectly balanced defense, special defense. And I'm a little shorter on the defense, but that's because dropping Phalanx for the Hitmonchan, I lost about 20 points. And dropping the Ferroseed, I lost a little bit as well. But still have very high speed, very high attack, and special attack. Honestly, what I'm expecting from my team is, like I said, just fast, physical, try and dictate the momentum of the game, don't let it go on too long, because that's not where my team is going to excel. And so far so good, we've done quite nicely. The statistics page, we've got Grimmsnarl as the kill leader right now, but like I said, nobody else has played their week 5 match as of yet. We got a couple things on the most brought. We're the highest winning percentage currently, but like I said, haven't played their week 5 matches. And then deaths per match, everything is pretty low. Our highest would be Grimmsnarl, 4 deaths, but current kill leader, so can't complain, honestly. Everything's going fairly well so far into the season, and hopefully it continues on that way for the remainder of the season. Thank you for watching, and that'll be all.